Welcome to episode 5 of Wine Terroir, and thank you for joining me. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the national grape of Uruguay in South America, and we're talking about Tannat. Tannat is a super interesting grape that is high alcohol and high body and high tannin. And this grape is from southwest France, but Basque settlers brought it from France and Spain to Uruguay and has become the national grape. Stay tuned. All right, let's talk about Tannat. So Tannat, its ancestral home is the Mataron in southwest France, and it is essentially, in order to grow a good Mataron, you have to be in France. You have to be a tannin tamer. You have to figure out how to control these super harsh tannins. And one of the ways they found to do that is to, essentially age these wines for a really, really long time. They've also come up with other methods like micro-oxygenation, which is, essentially as the wine's fermenting, bubbling up oxygen through the vessel that it's being stored in or fermented in, and in order to basically soften the wine. But when these wines have been transplanted in Uruguay on the Atlantic coast of South America, these wines have become a touch softer, not as full body, not quite as high as alcohol, and have been a little bit easier. And typically they've been grown on granitic soils as well. In Uruguay, this has become the national grape. And I think it's really interesting because it really goes with the food. Uruguay has a ridiculous population of cows. And basically beef is the national food, or one of the main proteins that is consumed. And is essentially there's a 3-to-1 cow to person ratio in the country. So having a big red wine like this is actually, or a fairly full wine like this is actually a great complement to what is being consumed locally. And in Uruguay, this grape, Tannat, is also known as Heriage, if I'm saying that correctly. And they are largely grown in Canelones, which is right just outside the wine region, right outside the capital of Montevideo. And today we're going to taste one. Okay, so today we're going to be tasting Familia Deicas 2015 Tannat from Uruguay, which is in the Canelones region just outside Montevideo. First thing we'll notice is the color. This is a deep ruby. I cannot see anything through this. It is quite inky, not quite purple in my mind. It is very, very deep. You can see it staining the glass. Medium plus intensity, definitely getting like a stewed raspberry, stewed blackberry kind of notes. Not getting a lot. I mean, maybe a little kind of root beery sarsaparilla notes. Maybe there's a touch of florals, but it's definitely like very fruit forward. Pronounced on the palate, pronounced intensity on the palate. Wine is dry. It's got some tannin. Looking for the acidity here. I would say this is medium acidity, medium plus alcohol. Alcohol's not bothering me at all. Full body, medium plus full body. It's called full. Medium plus alcohol. Tannin. Yeah, I mean, it's not ripping my face off. It's not as high as some of the Barolos. It's definitely a little restrained, medium plus. I definitely think the Matarons I've had have been even more powerful than this. So flavors on the palate. Yeah, getting like this kind of like inky note, almost chalky, rocky. Then I'm getting stewed, cooked raspberries, blackberries. A little herbal kind of licoricey note in there as well. Maybe a little spice like cardamom or anise going on as well. I'm actually now on the nose, I'm getting a little bit of pepper as well. Definitely dark, dark, dark. Boysenberry, blackberry, raspberry, but cooked down. Not in a bad way. I mean, this is definitely like this. I need to have some food with this. It's a big wine. It's not huge, but as like ripping my face off with tannins, it's definitely fairly balanced. It's interesting. With a lot of fruit. I'm not getting a ton of what I'm looking for in terms of complexity. I think this is well put together. For $20, I think it's for $20. I think it's really interesting. And it's I'd love to get a side by side with Mataron and one of these so I can do a little comparison. But this is interesting. For me, it's 87 points. I think it's lacking a little bit of complexity. This is entry level bottling from this producer, yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. Again, thank you for watching. Trying to make this a kind of quick episode just to cover something a little different. If you have any questions or comments, please hit me up in the comments section or over social media, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. You can find the links on the side. And have a great day. Cheers.